Right now, the 106th BMW SA Open gets underway this week at the Glendower Golf Club. It's the second oldest Open championship in world golf. And joining me tonight is Duncan Cruickshank, a communications director for the Sunshine Tour, as well as South African golfer Erik van Rooyen. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Duncan, I'm going to begin with you. These co-sanctioned tournaments, they're worth their weight in gold for South Africa, it seems.
Yeah, they are. You know, it's obviously big money, but more importantly, it gives our Sunshine Tour players an opportunity to go and play around the world by winning. And more often than not, playing on home soil, we get a South African winner for these co-sanctioned events, and that opens up the world to them. And they go on generally to win majors and play on the PGA Tour and all the rest. So yeah, they are definitely worth their weight in gold.
Well, Erik, I don't want to tempt fate or anything, but it seems like South Africans do very well when the European Tour comes to the home shores. What do you think that is? Is it local knowledge, or is it the fact that we can play when we've got all sorts of wildlife in the background?
It might be, a bit of local knowledge. Everyone's obviously comfortable, at home. So I think that does play a big role. We get the South African crowds that come out. And I think when it comes down to something like the BMW SA Open, growing up in South Africa, that's a tournament you want to win.
Yes.
So I guess, everyone gets psyched up, gets pumped up a little more, and then actually goes out and, they do it. So.
And we spoke about it being co-sanctioned with the European Tour. It's been so since the 90s now, but it really seems to have picked up in leaps and bounds in the past couple of years. What do you think, Duncan, is that credited to?
There are a few things. One, obviously, is having Ernie Els as the tournament host and ambassador. And then, new sponsors in BMW taking over as the title sponsor, and great support from the city of Ekurhuleni as well.
Yeah.
So, the tournament has been in this area, in the city of Ekurhuleni area, Serengeti and Glendower. Glendower is a magnificent golf course, highly rated in the country and around the world. So, those factors together, and Ernie really pushing to get more world recognition and great players coming to play, it's just generating interest, and I think it'll go certainly from strength to strength.
And Erik, talking about someone like Ernie, does he take the South Africans aside? Does he spend a couple of moments with you when he's hosting this kind of event and give you that valuable advice?
He does. We all look up to Ernie as a role model, and what he's done for South African golf is fantastic. So it's always great to play an event like this with him, and you can kind of see what he does, how he goes about his thing, and sometimes he takes someone aside. I know he's good friends with Brandon Grace and Brandon Stone that won last year. So, mentors these guys a little bit, and it's fantastic what he does for the game.
Right. Well, it definitely seems like you guys have the upper hand. Retief Goosen also there.
Of course.
Also to offer a little bit of support. But, you guys are competing against him.
Exactly. Well. At the end of the day, as a little kid, you're starstruck when you see these guys. Yeah. But now I've got to go out and beat them, come Thursday. And that's obviously the goal. So you gotta keep that in mind as well.
And then, of course, Ernie also pulled off the coup of getting Rory McIlroy back to the SA Open. I think the last time he was here was 2009. How did that come about?
So, something that's happening a lot in world golf is that well-known sort of iconic players are becoming hosts of tournaments. And Rory, of course, is the host of the Irish Open. Ernie played there, and it was a bit of a, well, okay, I play in yours, you play in mine. And Rory said, look, I'll definitely come in the next 3 years. And here he is in year 2. So we're hoping that it'd be nice if he wins and he has to come back next year and defend his title.
And judging by his Twitter feed, he seems to be loving the place. So it seems like we're going to get him back a couple of times. Yeah. But Erik, your ambition now for this year, it's good to start on home shores at Glendower. It's very familiar to a lot of South African golfers. A good place to start your year.
Great place to start. All of us sort of just came off a nice break. We're hungry to play again. Like Duncan said, Glendower is a beautiful golf course, ranked, one of the top in South Africa. So to come back and start with our SA Opens, it's fantastic for us and kind of kicks off your season for the remainder of the year. Well,
Duncan, it's January, it's Johannesburg, rain is inevitable. Any contingency plans? It's not like us Joburgers don't need the rain, but...
Yeah, look, you do have plans in place for wet weather. Lightning's always the nightmare because, golfers, although they don't like to play in the rain, they can play in the rain. But, dangerous situations are the one that really give tournament directors headaches, because then you have to pull everyone off the course. So there are always plans in place to try and get the event finished within the time allotted, which is Sunday evening. But, they tend to play things by ear and
Right.
hope for the best.
Erik, you spoke about Glendower. What are the quirks of this course? Are there anything to watch out for?
Well, I played today, especially after all the rain. The rough is really thick in some areas. I think the key point with this course is the par fives. You've got to play them well. They're quite scoreable. So I think if you can play the par fives well, you'll do okay. But then again, there's some really good par threes, like I think of number 3, number 17, that, especially 17, that can be quite a game changer coming down the stretch on Sunday. So you got to have a good game plan and execute on the par fives.
And Duncan, from your perspective, it's not hard to sell South African golf to the world. So, I mean, the likes of Rory, McIlroy, they should be coming here more regularly, because it is really a centre for golf.
Well, yeah, especially this time of the year, where the weather is so good. So hopefully, generally the sun's meant to shine. But yeah, we do. We have great facilities. Our tour is successful, and but look, our problem really is money. So our prize funds don't compare with certainly with a PGA Tour. But so what we try to sell is a wonderful experience for them. Come out here, they've got game parks, and Rory's just spent the weekend at Londolozi.
Yeah.
As you may have noticed on his Twitter feed, he had a lion walking past. But I mean, that for him is exactly. So it's trying to convert that sort of thinking and encourage those guys to come out and play. But at the same time, there's great competition here. Likes of Erik, really talented young players who are going to go on and be world beaters. So Sunshine Tour is a great place to start out, and our payoff line is it begins here, and it certainly does.
And while he's wandering around awestruck, Erik, I suppose this is the time to take it to these guys. Exactly.
You've got some of the best in the world here, Rory. You've got legends like Ernie, Cernic, Faldo, Retief Goosen, all of them. So, now's the time to do it.
Great. Well, it's a big weekend coming up, and we wish you guys all the best of luck representing South Africa, showing it to the world. And do come back and tell us how it was.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back here on Sport on Primetime.